लाइक ये वाली लड़की का कैरेक्टर ये वाली लड़की का कैरेक्टर होगा ना, तो ये ऑडियंस नहीं एक्सेप्ट करेगी वाला जो टैग होता है ना, वो से लेके बजट इतना नहीं हो सकता है अगर इट्स अ फीमेल ड्रिवन कैरेक्टर्स फिल्म. सो आई रियली वांट टू गेट रिड ऑफ दिस व्हिच आई हैव बीन हियरिंग फॉर इयर्स. क्योंकि पहली लाइन मेरे को फोन उठा के प्रोड्यूसर बात करता है, वो ये होता है, फीमेल ड्रिवन फिल्म है ना, तो उसका बजट इतना नहीं हो सकता. So we have to like always like cut our paychecks for that. So I really want to push the boundaries every year so much so that there reaches a point that nobody tells a female actor this.
Hi guys, this is Ankita. You are tuned into PeepingMoon.com, and as we close the year, and if I have to give you the best of 2021, Taapsee Pannu is making it a bad habit with us that she has to feature every year in everything which is good and even better. And this time around, we have two characters, two contrast characters actually, which Taapsee is going to help us decode, which has also landed her in our one of the best performers. So welcome, Taapsee.
Thank you so much. Thank you for the acknowledgement.
But Taapsee, Rani and Rashmi pulls apart. As an actor, how satisfying 2021 has been to portray two characters, one of which actually started a huge discussion, and the other one just was full of, I would say, applause and acknowledgements. How do you take it?
As an actor, you enjoy both. As someone who wants people to at least notice, it's better than not noticing and not talking at all. It's better that you at least are discussing a character, okay, if she did the right or the wrong, right? So as an actor, I think this year, performances wise, yes, very satisfactory. I'm very glad that both found an audience. But as a member of the film industry, it was slightly disheartening that they couldn't release on the big screen. So because they were made to enjoy in that way, in a community viewing way. So that way is, as an actor in the film industry, I feel slightly like, okay, I wish that didn't happen. But as a performer, yes, I'm glad both the films found an audience. And yeah, it just pushes me further ahead in the next year, saying now I have to go a notch higher. And as you said, it's becoming a bad habit. Yeah, I think it's becoming a more like a stubborn habit that I have to come back. I'm like competing with myself every year. I'm always like, did I do better than last year? Did I do better? It's almost like that's the only competition I feel I keep in mind, that I have to make myself better. So that's why I think it's becoming like an obsessive goal for me to keep coming back this every year.
But Taapsee, I know it's unfair to ask, but I still will ask, Rani or Rashmi, if Taapsee Pannu has to pick a character to close 2021, because I have been unanimously told that we can't pick one. So I'm asking you, you pick me one.
Never ask a mother to pick between two kids. Never ever ask that. So they both have, like, one made me this very feminine seductress. The other made me touch the masculinity in a woman. So they were, as you said, diametrically opposite characters for me to play. So I will not, like, they gave me a chance to explore a range of spectrum in 1 year. I can't choose one of them.
But Taapsee, how do you feel? Because when I've been talking to the other actors, your name always comes up when they say that she's currently doing the most delicious parts. How you take to that compliment, that why Taapsee is doing the delicious parts? How is she picking those delicious parts?
Because I'm very greedy. Because I've waited for years and years to come to a position where I can pick and choose. Now people say, okay, how much are you working? Can you please relax and take rest? And I'm like, I am very greedy. I can't let a good part slip out of my hand. I will make sure somehow I'll adjust and make it work in my calendar. But I will not let a good part slip away out of my hands to someone else, because I've seen those days where I've been longing for such parts to come to me, which kept going to other people. So I will not take this position for granted anytime soon.
But Taapsee, with the additional upload, as we call it, comes this additional responsibility also how to pick up the next part. Because the more range you show, right? From me, frankly speaking, upward to then we have this Haseen Dillruba, then we have Rashmi Rocket. How Taapsee Pannu decides that I'm going to surprise you, boom, next. What's the
Because
go-to mantra?
I actually think as an audience, not as an actor, when I pick up a role or a film. I think that really is what is helping me get an audience, because I don't think, okay, I should work with this big name of a director or an actor, only then, it will be great. Or I don't think that, okay, this will help me showcase my acting prowess in some really different way. That is why I should do the film. My motivation is not that. My motivation is, will my audience, or will I as an audience, spend those hard earned fund, 500 rupee or a 200 rupee to watch this film in a theater, or no? Or will it be like, okay, it's okay, it comes and goes, it doesn't really make an impact kind of a film? So if I feel that it will make me, drag me to outside my house and go to a theater and watch this film, then I'll do that film. So because I think as an audience is why I'm able to, I think, choose these kind of films which I feel my audience has not seen. This will keep them, even if they have seen this genre, this is something that will keep them glued for 2 hours and make them feel like ye wahi paisa vasool. So that way of thinking, I think, is what is really helping me.
And another thing before I move to anything further would be your characters are as real as they get. As of now, of course, we are venturing towards in films, be it on OTT or theatrical, the real life characters, the characters which move around our daily life. But I remember when you picked up Rani this year. I mean, this entire conversation of morality just went a little too hard. But then, do you think it gets a little too harsh also? Because you're also doing the Rashmi.
Well, as an actor, a lot of things get harsh on us. It's always like, you're supposed to. The other day, I was discussing with someone that you're supposed to be very real, very gray. Because everyone who's real is gray. Okay, no,
Great.
none of us are gods, right? So they want us to be real in performances. They want us to be real when we interact like this. But when it comes to portraying characters on screen and choosing their morality, you don't want us to be gray, or the way you would want us to react to your criticism, you don't want us to be real there, you want us to be more mighty gods. So that is not really fair to any actor, I feel. For me, see, your morality can be different from mine. Okay,
Exactly.
what is good for you can be not so good for me. The same way, but me telling you that you should not have done this because it is not good in my books is wrong. That means I'm taking away your freedom of decision, your freedom of right or wrong. So that is where the problem lied, where when people started telling me that you should not have done Rani because she did this, I'm like, but when from where I see, this was not really a happy ending. Happy ending doesn't mean that the both of them meet each other and then that is it.
They
That's
had to
not
sacrifice
happy.
a lot.
Yeah, and the kind of condition that they're absconding, the husband is without a hand, they really
And
don't have that kind of an easy life that they
right.
had before. I don't call it a happy ending. That's the price they both had to pay. I wouldn't want to be in that kind of happy ending, if that's what you call a happy ending ever in life. So there's a price that both paid for it, for whatever they did, however they were. And that's why gray characters will always end up having a gray happy life, not really the most white or black happy life. So that's how I looked at it. And well, as I told you, as far as it starts discussions, some will like it, some will not like it. Haseen Dilruba helped me penetrate sections of the audience which I never did before, because they never thought I could play that kind of a character, because I've always played this the other kind of a strong woman
Yeah.
where she's
Yeah.
like
Very
very
motivating and
very revolutionary, so to
very
say, in we're very giving it back kind of a way. This one was a was a very feminine, unlike from the outlook, kind of a giving it back, or standing her ground rather, kind of a woman that they did not expect me to do. So I think that's why people were a little taken aback with that kind of a change.
but I think any change is good. And the other change 2021 saw is you donning the producer's hat as well. I mean,
Yeah.
what are the stories Taapsee Pannu is willing to tell? Because this is getting only exciting from here on.
The kind of film that you see me in as an audience. I'm not going to be that kind of a producer who, just because now the money part becomes different, I will start doing films which purely thinking about making money point of view, and leaving aside the kind of cinema I have been a part of as an audience, as an actor. I will not change that. You will see exactly the same kind of films. By what I mean by same kind of film means the ones which will keep you glued, the one which will make you think, the ones which you will take back home and remember for longer than those 2.5 hours. Those kind of films will be done. Same kind of the take back value like you see in the films that I do as an actor.
Actually, when I was frankly drawing the list for Best of 2021 with the team, a beautiful observation which came out. It is indeed the year of female performers. I mean, not trying to do any gender bias here, but I had a list of female performers who had outdone themselves in all the roles. We from Sanya, we had Samantha, we
But
had
last year
so yeah,
also, I think it
so
was the same thing.
and
I
this year it was
remember very
more
well. Yeah.
well. And this year I think it's more important because last year while everyone ended up saying it's OTT, I would say this year was a mixed bag. Beat OTT
Hmm.
and theatrical, the female parts were. I mean, I think I have more female lineup in this entire series than I have the male lineup. If I have to ask Taapsee Pannu, which is the other performance she loved amongst the contemporaries, it can be anyone, male, female. Which was
I
your
have
pick?
actually I have loved quite a few this year. Um, I will probably start from, if you have to start male and female both. If you ask me, I have really liked what Pariniti did in Sandeep or Pinky. I
Lovely.
liked, I really liked, obviously Sam. I really like her work. We both debuted in the same year in the film industry down south, so it's been really long that we've like known each other. And so glad to see her in Hindi now. And the other one that I really liked is Huma in Maharani. I really liked her performance as well. So there were quite a few films. Sanya has been very endearing. I feel that she has just started. There is
Yeah,
so much that she can really do. I can see a lot of potential waiting to explore on that screen. Just so good to see female actors taking that step of exploring genre, stories, characters not done before. Everyone started to look fearless, which is so
exactly.
beautiful. It's so beautiful to see. And amongst the men, actually, I really, it's a strange that I even texted Ranveer saying I loved him in Suryavanshi. I was like, that what he did in those few minutes, just for me, it made him remember the most when I walked out of the film.
Yeah, that's
So
how what a
him,
quality of an actor is.
yeah, so I think what he did in Suryavanshi is outstanding. And whatever Vicky and others also, both of them, they were really good. These were some really memorable performances this year.
So can I ask if you had to swap or steal something from these performances, would you have? Because you said you're a greedy actor. So if Taapsee Pannu could have stolen one part, if just hypothetical, guys, no harm done. I'm telling you already. This is hypothetical.
No, I'll tell you which one. I would want to really choose what Ranveer did in Suryavanshi.
I was thinking, yeah. But you know what? It's not a bad idea. We can just plug it to Rohit Shetty that we have a female cop contender also in the.
I wish that in that universe we can have a female cop as well.
No, he's very sure he's making one, but Rohit, we can put out Tapsi's name out there. She's willing.
I really would love to. I would really, really love to.
Would be a blast. But Tapsi, if I have to close this, what is 2022? Like, what exactly is the year we're looking forward to? Because with you, I think the moment a trailer of a film comes, this is a very personal opinion. I know there is a story I want to listen, there's a story I want to see. Out of
No,
everything
I'm
till the
so glad.
Thappad stays very close to my heart for all the reasons because the conversation as
Yeah, a
listed,
lot
which
of
we just
yeah, yeah, a lot
the
of women.
conversation
I
we don't
think a
have.
lot of women. True, true.
So
2022 for me actually is going to be pushing the boundaries a little more. I'm coming up with so far the biggest film for me as a protagonist in Shabash Bittu. I'm going to yet another untold story, yet another out of the box character for me, where someone like me who doesn't at personal level, my ideology might be similar to Mitali, but as a person, I am diametrically opposite to her. She speaks very little. She's very elegant, poised, well spoken, classic kind of a character, whereas I'm diametrically opposite to her. I've never picked up before I started training for this film, never picked up cricket bat in my life. And I have to play one of the best cricketers we've had in the world, for that
World.
matter. So yeah, so that is one very pressurizing responsibility that I've taken up, which is going to come out. And then I have Run Lola Run, the adaptation that's coming up. I have Dobara, which is going to be a time travel of sorts, a thriller. And then I have Blur, which is my maiden venture as a producer. Yeah, and then I'm already halfway through Wo Ladki Hai Kahan, which is going to be a mad, crazy comedy that you have not really seen me do before this. So yeah, so these are the films that should come out next year, 5 of them. But what I'm really looking forward to is pushing the boundary of a film where a female protagonist is concerned, because even now when we talk about a female film, na, we talk about limitations more than the jump that we can take of
And the
trying something
moralities
different.
and the
Yeah, so
ties
it's
and
always like ये वाली लड़की का कैरेक्टर की ये वाली लड़की का कैरेक्टर होगा ना, तो ये ऑडियंस नहीं एक्सेप्ट करेगी
करेंगे.
वाला जो टैग होता है ना, वो से लेके बजट इतना नहीं हो सकता है अगर इट्स अ फीमेल ड्रिवन कैरेक्टर्स फिल्म. सो आई रियली वांट टू गेट रिड ऑफ दिस व्हिच आई हैव बीन हियरिंग फॉर इयर्स, क्योंकि पहली लाइन मेरे को फोन उठा के प्रोड्यूसर बात करता है वो ये होता है, फीमेल ड्रिवन फिल्म है ना, तो उसका बजट इतना नहीं हो सकता. So we have to like always like cut our paychecks for that. So I really want to push the boundaries every year so much so that there reaches a point that nobody tells a female actor this कि ये
it's just
female
an actor.
protagonist की film है.
It's
Yeah,
a film.
it's a film. The film's budget is decided by the script and not basis the gender of the hero of the film. So I really wish that changes, because like it or no, a Shabash Mithu versus say a Dhoni or a 83 का budget में जमीन आसमान का फर्क होगा, because it's a female character versus a male character. Not that their stories are anyway less than the other. But so that's the difference. So I really hope कि वो difference in due time ठीक हो. I'm trying to do my bit to work towards that. And at personal front, I really wish it's a little more spaced out year for me than 2021. Everything got cramped up. Everything was like I was running to meet deadlines from one set to the other. I hope I have a relatively more eased out, better planned 2022.
And I'll also hope that before we close that we can have a very cute crossover of Shabash Mithu with couple there. Ranveer and Taapsee Pannu would not look bad at all for on the
Oh,
field. Why
well,
not?
fingers crossed. He's one of the best actors we have in the country today. So I mean, why not? I wish I get a chance to.
Even Rohit Shetty's Pop Universe has the window. I am again pulling it in.
Yeah,
But
please, pray for that.
manifesting it. But thank you,
Thank
Taapsee.
you.
I mean, sitting with you whenever it's for a chat, I always think I'll finish it in a timeline, but I think here anyone can agree that we can talk and we can talk for hours on topics which
I
nobody
can
else
really
otherwise will have
talk.
to. And it makes sense. It makes sense to at least have somebody who has a viewpoint to put out, because so many times still, even despite having good performances, still seeing female actors, not many are able to put out what exactly they want to say. But as fearless you are,
Yeah.
nothing
Oh,
like it.
thank you so much. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you. Thank you.